8,090 pounds dry weight and looking absolutely stellar. This is a one owner, two slide White Hawk bunkhouse, originally sold down the street at Haylett RV, coming in for sale here at A1 RV. Folks decided they like camping. They just want to kind of change up their floor plan a little bit. And while they were figuring out what they wanted to swap into, they asked us to find a new home for her. This is a great model if you're looking for some nice family camping, but you know, you're looking for something just a little bit more upscale than a conventional camper. Like, on paper, it does a lot of the same things as something like a 32 BHDS J Flight by Jayco. It has a living room super slide. It has a bunk room slide. It also has, you know, a 8 cubic foot fridge freezer that's two-way, gas and electric. Some good storage, a nice pantry. But again, it'll go about the whole concept very differently by kind of changing around the living room arrangement, which is more obvious when we come at it from the other direction. What you're going to see is that it gives you an awesome direct-facing entertainment straight off of that theater seat, basically. The TV's effectively just to our right. So this is basically what the TV sees right here. Now, it is also loaded with windows. All the windows open for airflow. You got blackout privacy shades for all of them. And I have no lights on in this RV. But between all the windows and the skylight, you know, as long as I'm not staring directly at a window with the camera, it's still light, bright, and comfortable in here. You know, I mean, you can, just like that, you can see around in here just fine. Now, something that the owners of the RV, the future owners, yourselves potentially, are going to enjoy is the private rear room that you get back here, because on a rainy day, it lets you close the door. And especially in today's world of remote learning, there's been a lot of families who have gone RVing and turned this into something like a, what do I want to say? A classroom for their kiddos, in a sense. Obviously, that bunk can fold down. That tri-fold sofa can become an extra sleeper. Another one of those giant windows like we saw in the hallway there. And this RV does have a vaulted roof. So if you see how that roof line kind of bows and tapers up, that will give it a much more open and larger feel in here. Now, kind of like that tri-fold sofa back here, that bigger, a little bit wider, I call it big kid bed, will be nice for, well, as the name implies, the bigger kids. But little details too, like the extra shelf and outlets up there. So if you got that tween or teenager, or frankly even my kid when she was young, had electronic devices at what many of us would probably feel is too young of an age, but it's like, what do? You know, these kids, they grew up with technology now. Like, I'm of a funny generation where I was born before all the technology stuff happened, but I was young enough to still adopt all of it. So, you know, it's like, I feel like we shouldn't have all these devices in our young kids' hands, but at the same time, I don't really know how it's any different than when I grew up playing just a ton of Nintendo. I don't really know that it is any different. It just, for some reason, it does feel different because maybe mobile devices are so pervasive. And I'm realizing I just got way off topic. Anyway, theater seating over here. And I mean, look at all of the seating. It has not been worn down. Like I said, previous owners said, man, we love camping. We just think that this is not quite the right RV for us. And, you know, Haylett RV, if you could sell this down at your A1 place for us on consignment while we're figuring out our next steps, we'd sure appreciate it. And that's what we're doing here. Now, we've already kind of looked at a bunch of the kitchen cabinetry, but once again, kind of starting down here, taking a look at all the drawer space that they have down. And have you noticed that there's no floor heat vents in these White Hawks? That's something they still generally do today. A couple of drunken octopus coat hanger hook things right by the entry door there. And again, easy viewing entertainment. It organically faces right over here toward the slide out. So no matter where you're sitting, you get a good look at things. Now, here's a little pro tip from your Uncle Josh, the RV nerd. And if you appreciate stuff like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and pick up a little more tips as we go. And frankly, used RV videos, doesn't seem like many other people are doing them. So if you're looking for a used RV and you want to catch them as they come through, this is the best way to stay in the loop right now, is hitting subscribe and making sure you click the bell to follow you know, the notifications on these used videos. Anyway, those poles. Not everybody's really stoked about those pedestal poles. But you know what? For less than 40 bucks, you could use a screwdriver to swap those out to a set of folding legs, and there you go. Oh, I love that crown molding. Look at that. Just nice touches up here. And I don't have the lighting on. Let me back up one more step. I'm kind of jumping around like I've got ADHD today and like squirrel. But, you know, count off all the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 9 lights in just this main ceiling cabin alone. Let alone all the extra lights. Like there's an LED accent light above the slide out. There's lighting within the slide under the kitchen cabinet. There's lighting all over the place in here. And that trend continues as we enter the bathroom. Now, if you're really noticing, take a look at that wood tones. And maybe this is less obvious because I don't have the lighting on currently. But you notice how the bathroom wood tones are a little bit lighter? That is something that they borrowed from the Jayco Eagle series of Jayco RVs. And it makes a smaller room look and feel a little bit bigger and brighter. Now, there's great counter space in here. That's a big sink. It's just a huge counter. And a nice, large corner shower. That, due to the vaulted ceiling, you've got plenty of elbow room and plenty of headroom. Great if you're bigger like me. Nice little spot you can stuff some towels. Maybe once you get to your destination, put some of your, body washes or something on top of there. And we do have a porcelain foot flush stool with plenty of legroom and enough hip and shoulder room, even if you're a bigger person. By the way, the bathroom door does lock. So if you do need to retreat for a little bit, I love my family, and I know I'm not the only one who's encountered something like this, but there are times, I'm not going to lie, I'll just kind of chill out in the bathroom and hang on my phone for a minute, just be like, all right, I just need a minute, just some dad time. I know I'm not the only one that's done that, don't judge me. Dual hanging closets, naturally, mirrored on both sides. What's interesting is something cool White Hawk does. They include dresser shelving in here, and if you don't want this, this could be removed so that it could be a normal hanging closet. Now you see those pockets back there? It has kind of like a hidden CPAP stand stuffed back into that corner. You saw the direct entry door here to the bedroom. That does have a deadbolt, so if you want to keep the people out, you can. Awesome window right off the front, but there is a blackout privacy shade for that as well, one of those nice black pleated shades. And up front here, we've got our queen easy walker on bed, and there is some easy lift storage below it as well. Now, in addition to a huge pass-through compartment down here, you see this also has a handy little outdoor picnic table. That's a cool thing White Hawk is still doing today. And I tell you when that's really useful is, it's always handy to have an extra little outdoor picnic table space. If nothing else, you could set it between a couple lawn chairs, have a place to put your drinks, assuming your chairs don't already have a cup holder in them. But that camp kitchen back there, combining that table with the camp kitchen to give you some prep space outside to keep the heat from cooking outside, folks, there's just, it's just an awesome way to go, basically. And let's just take a second to appreciate the look of this thing. Other than just a couple little decal swoosh changes, this is still pretty much how White Hawks look today, and I'm happy with that. These things look absolutely stellar. It looks like a spaceship rolling down the road. I say that all the time on these. They also ride on a little bit different chassis. This is a Norco chassis, and maybe the nuts and bolts side of things don't interest you very much, but for those that do, pay attention, enjoy. If you like the under the skin information like this, make sure you mash that subscribe button so you can always keep up to date on what we're doing here and learn more about these things. It is a different type of chassis. As opposed to an I-beam chassis, which is fine, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. They're using like an aircraft style, almost Z-frame. You see how there's not a flange that sticks out in the shape of an eye, it's a Z chassis. It is lighter, but made with HSLA steel, which means high strength alloy. So lighter but stronger. It's not a less expensive chassis. What that does for us, though, is it helps keep the weight in check without losing structural rigidity. Now, you saw that the underbelly there is enclosed. Interesting thing on White Hawks. At the time this was produced, they called it their Glacier Package, which is the generic word among White Hawks and Jay Feathers at Jayco. Not word, I guess, phrase. But that basically just means like enclosed heated belly. But the thing is, White Hawks go further than that. This has an underbelly enclosure. It is forced air heated. It is insulated. They had some extra insulation through things like the slides in the roof. And what they found at the end of the 2020 model year, and they're now guaranteeing in the 21 model year, is the same climate shield package that you find on like an Eagle, a North Point, and Pinnacle. So this is, although they didn't realize it at the time, 0 to 100 degree capable, and I suspect it could actually go further into those hotter temperatures. It's backup camera ready, outside utility shower, and we'll get up there on the roof to take a look at everything up there, but overall, everything I can see from ground level, and inside looks fantastic. Before we do jump upstairs though, a couple more things over here on the campsite. This big camp kitchen. Have you noticed how hard it's getting to find RVs with big camp kitchens? Is it just me? Is that just a weird trend that I'm noticing based on what we carry here at Haylett RV, or does it feel like it's getting harder to find them? Good cabinetry space out here. I like that extra chunk of counter space too. Great little appliance station, especially when you do have some handy outlets there. And of course that does pull out further. It's not like you have to go, I can't cook with this. You know, they thought of that. Now the fridge inside plus the fridge outside gives us a cold storage capacity that basically rivals fifth wheels, ladies and gentlemen, and a nicely sized power awning. And you know what I like about that? Our main entry door is dead in the middle of that awning, so if it is raining outside, if the door is near the edge, like it is by the bedroom, that bedroom door, if you try to open it up in the rain, you're going to get spritzed a little bit, but not the main door. It is nice that they have that handled. Wide stance stability axles down here, and Goodyear endurance radials, something Jayco's still doing today and become so popular, more and more brands seem to be jumping on it. And the thing is, looking at them tires, they look great. This thing does not look like it's seen a whole lot of road use. It actually looks like it spent more of its time just kind of parked and hanging out waiting to be used. One other quick note, you do have all LED tail and marker lights, so they are a little bit more reliable, a little brighter, and they do ignite faster, which especially in the case of the taillights does mean a little more safety. And other than a couple of our own footprints here, you know, from just checking it out to make sure all the seals and everything are in good shape, which they are, roof looks absolutely fantastic. All the seals look good, seams look good. I don't see any problems with anything. We're walking on that traditional Jayco plywood roof decking as part of their Magnum Truss roof system. And if you don't know what that means in English, this RV has a higher load rating on its roof than anything else in this class, anything else out there. So if you like what you see, give us a call down here at A1 RV, and between us and our sister store down the street, Haylett RV, we'll get you covered. Because we do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.